Hi, I'm Scott Lear, club editor at Grassroots Motorsports magazine. Today we're taking a look at the iRacing.com Motorsports Simulator. This is a racing simulation so realistic that a lot of pro teams are using it to train their drivers on the best way around a new track. We've only been using it for a few days now, and so far we're completely hooked. One of the great things about iRacing is that it has surprisingly budget-friendly hardware requirements. All you need is a decent PC with a strong graphics card, a good wheel and pedals, which you probably already have plugged into one of your gaming consoles, and a high-speed internet connection. It is tempting to go all out and build a full rig, but it isn't necessary to enjoy the iRacing simulator. That said, when iRacing paid a visit to the GRM headquarters, they brought along their extremely cool dedicated hardware setup, and it was hard not to fall in love with the quality control interface and excellent view afforded by a dedicated HD TV monitor. We wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of DIY gaming rigs pop up on the GrassrootsMotorsports.com discussion boards. Unlike a driving game where the tracks are either pure fantasy or a close enough approximation of a real track, the iRacing team goes out and laser scans every track in the simulator to millimeter precision. If there's a little bump at the apex in real life, it's there in the sim. Visual cues that exist in the real world are present in the sim too. For example, the power lines that many use as a turn-in marker over turn 10 at Summit Point are right where they are in real life. Cars are similarly precision modeled to mimic their real-world counterparts. Even the traction changes slightly as the heat increases and pressures go up in the tires. We could spend a long time telling you how fantastic the driving simulation is. In a few words, it's as close to reality as you're going to find without getting behind the wheel. Naturally, there are no G-forces, so you have to pay more attention to the visual and audio cues to figure out what the car is doing, but as a learning tool for memorizing a new track, it's top-notch. Still, the real beauty of iRacing is that it's more than a driving simulator. It's a racing simulator. iRacing is a subscription-based service. Subscriptions start at $13 a month. This pay-per-month scheme might seem odd at first until you realize that the tracks are continually updated to reflect their real-world counterpart. If a circuit gets repaved, expect to see the change in iRacing not long after the fact. Your monthly fee makes you a member of the iRacing.com community, and you can hop right in to participate in wheel-to-wheel races that adhere to a rule set that's very similar to the average club racing book of regulations. iRacing uses a web browser-based interface. After you sign up, it downloads all the software to your computer, along with a core set of tracks and race cars. We love that the system requires everyone to use their real name. It makes people more responsible for their own behavior online, and you might just end up racing against someone you recognized. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is tearing up the Solstice Cup this season, and AJ Allmendinger has been ripping up the time trial circuit. With a few simple clicks, you can paint your car and design your helmet. Just like in real life, you'll come to recognize the cars of people you race against. Once you've got everything set up, it's time to go driving. You can test alone to your heart's content, but the best way to enjoy the simulator, and the only way to improve your competitive and safety ratings, is by competing online. All newcomers to the series are required to start out in one of two rookie series, the Solstice Challenge for road courses or the Legends Cup for oval tracks. Practice, qualifying, racing, and time trial sessions occur at regularly scheduled intervals. The fixed schedules help coordinate the iRacing community and fill the grids nicely. If everybody knows there's a race at 11, everybody shows up at 11. As a rookie in the Solstice Cup, you'll be racing against no more than 12 cars at a time, but as you go up in rank, the fields grow and the competition gets tougher. Every error you make during an official session, from off-track excursions to spins and collisions, gets counted against your safety rating. On the flip side, every clean lap helps you advance your license rating. This really sets iRacing apart, since it imparts a realistic level of concern on each driver in a race. Bonehead moves have real consequences, and iRacing officials can dole out penalties for particularly bad behavior. Just like real racing, the best way to advance is to practice and slowly lower your lap times without going too far over the edge. You can't stick your hand out a virtual window and give a point by, so in-sim voice chat helps drivers communicate during a race. After each race, the iRacing servers instantly post the results, including lap times for each driver and positional graphs, as well as each driver's rise or fall on the safety rating scale. Just like with real races, we find ourselves referring to this info for days after the fact. The race experience is actually much closer to our club racing experience than we expected. The pressure and adrenaline are very, very real. Plus, following a faster guy can help you learn the track. Extra cars and tracks can be purchased for a one-time cost, and more are being added all the time. Barber Motorsports Park was recently announced, for example. For a full list of tracks and cars, check out iRacing.com. Short of winning the lottery and spending the rest of your life renting the world's best racetracks for personal testing and wheel-to-wheel races, the iRacing Motorsports Simulator is the way to get tons of track time at a minimal cost.